Hello everybody, welcome back to Language Litigation Integration Part 168, Elon Musk is stupid. So, another casual conversations type episode, but this worthless fuck from South Africa keeps coming up in the news. I'm about done with this fuck, about want him out of society as well. Completely arrogant, incompetent piece of shit. So I guess that's why we had a special episode just for Elon Musk. But obviously he's not a good person, he's not competent. A lot of people, again, think, because most people aren't going to ever make more money than Elon Musk. I will put zeros on whatever the fuck he thinks he's made. And again, not a bloated valuation. Cash in my fucking bank with no employees. Be my own fucking bank. If I'm ever allowed to fit into society. But you know how we do it. My name is Bradley Bose. I'm being profoundly and extensively tortured. There was nothing I can do. There was nowhere I can go, and there was no one I can call. I've been threatened with violence by police officers in my fucking home for failure to enforce the law. And so I do not feel safe, I do not feel comfortable, I cannot eat and sleep properly. The United States Constitution is violated so profoundly, and the United States government is the one doing it. It is treason. Treason will face capital punishment. Profound racketeering, fraud, conspiracy will spend their life in fucking jail. And I'm coming for your kids' careers. I do not want them to be treated with any decency or respect at all. Go read your stupid fucking books, you dumb retards. What you do to me, I will do to you. That is the right thing to do. Should we do the right or the wrong thing, guys? Because you know what the right thing is. So again, torturing me is not a good idea. It just fucking isn't. When I have federal agents walking past my house saying it's not you, I would exercise my rights to the fullest lethal extent if it was fucking practical yesterday. But again, we just start wars. I joke about being the nation state of Brad. My GDP will dwarf every other country combined. And as an individual, I've taught everybody. And physically, I just can't leave and go fucking anywhere. At this point, I'll probably go to New Zealand. I want a big estate away from all of your stupid, fat, nasty, disgusting, entitled fucking kids, and to stop suffering. I suffer day in and day out because people don't know how to behave. People don't raise their fucking kids. Like families like Rob and Kathy Doon, Tim and Becky Maloney, Mario and Christine DeCesar. They just don't raise their kids. And I will never have a career or family because of fucking trash like them. And so, moving on, I guess we'll start with all the Elon Musk bullshit. So we had the Twitter files are released, even part 2. Again, I love seeing Andy Huberman throwing a sans without or de, some random France words. And you guys, I discovered the secret France team, not you guys. But I didn't really get any talking points. I don't know what they said in the Twitter files, and I combed the news all fucking day. And if there's something of substance that hits the headlines, he said in the Twitter files, well, what happened? I got literally nothing out of any news source from whatever the Twitter files are supposed to be. But then he tweeted, somebody else tweeted, prioritize censoring non-illegal speech over the removal of child sexual abuse material at scale. And Elon responded, exactly correct. And then he had another tweet that read something to the effect of, Fauci lied to Congress about funding gain-of-function research. And now, all of the illiterate idiots, again, if you lie to Congress, are great elected statesmen are illiterate, so they can't ask meaningful questions. And you shouldn't lie at all. But now, again, if Fauci lied to Congress, he should be imprisoned. He should face some sort of legal consequence. I'm not asking anybody about biological law. I'm the one that brings the fucking hammer and puts it the fuck down. And so you guys don't understand biology. You guys think first of all, that mRNA vaccine is some mythical creature difference. If it doesn't interact with your DNA, there's no difference of bloodstream, of how the antigens proliferate. You guys think mask and vaccines don't work, which is direct scientific fraud, and you're being prosecuted. Every single fucking Liz Wheeler, Tim Fitton. Again, it's so fucking hilarious watching it celebrate 1.7 million subscribers on Twitter. There are 8 billion people on this planet, and I teach fucking everybody. And you guys actually have to try to get market share. You have to advertise and go out into the world and do stuff. The instant you say my name in public, I will be fucking everywhere. And so, then there are masks that don't work, which again, as a physicist, if you put an object in front of another object, it's going to slow down. That's what it does. Force equals ma. More resistance, you need more force to move, to accelerate. And so, if you put a brick wall, right? Like if I spit, my spit is not going to quantum tunnel through the wall. So I put something in front of my face that's going to limit some transmission. Again, for cloth masks, about 25% to 30%. With the surgical, about 70%. And with the N95s, up to 95%. Getting off the top of my head, I haven't done this shit in fucking years. scheduling my booster as a consumer, I did not. I just literally didn't know. Again, with all the different namings and stuff, I just didn't know like if I was eligible. When I got my flu vaccine, I learned I was eligible, so I'll be getting the Omicron one or whatever. Again, I'm not scared of the wizard juice. Again, as that's the benefit of being scientifically literate. Is when people just start saying 1 + 3 = Santa Claus, bad guy, evil, and then you don't have to like follow those fucking retards. Again, if you've lied about proven science and you're too stupid to either distribute it because of the federal government's telling you go to jail if you acknowledge the Constitution in any way. The greatest, richest, fun fact of American fucking history. Literally law enforcement, global law enforcement, but I'm in America. So they say, if you fucking enforce the law, you will go to fucking prison. If you lie about history, you will be fucking prosecuted. Fuck your children's health and careers. And so, back to the Fauci, again, you shouldn't lie at all, you shouldn't lie to Congress. Associating gain of function, again, I think gain of function is kind of stupid in general as a biologist, meaning trying to make this disease as deadly or resistant, try to learn something new. It's like, no, viruses, again, behavior will consolidate. Biological stabilization will consolidate. My fucking God. Elon Musk literally bought Twitter to spread misinformation. And then he calls that free speech. Elon Musk needs to get the fuck out of society. Kick him the fuck out. And so we had a good start to that. We had Elon gets aggressively booed off stage at the end of the Dave Chappelle show. So again, I don't know what Dave Chappelle was thinking as a comedian. Let's bring up this rich guy. A little bit at the end. Probably didn't go too well. Well, it didn't go well at all. I don't really know what Dave Chappelle's thought was on that. But personally, I have no respect for Elon Musk whatsoever as a businessman, as a person who makes money, as an innovator, as a person who drives real fucking business. And again, it's fucking hilarious. And it's like, for the Twitter files, it's like, you know, all the retard rights over here are like, oh, look, he lied, look at all this bad thing. And particularly the gain of function research for the Fauci stuff, as opposed to, you know, lying directly about the health and effectiveness of the vaccine measures. And so people take the maybe lied about gain of function thing, and again, if you lied, prosecute him, do whatever, and then it confused that. People would say conflate that, but that's wrong, right? When you say conflate, you mean confuse. They would confuse that with saying the masks aren't efficacious, the vaccines don't work, there's higher rates of pericarditis, myocarditis if you get COVID as opposed to the vaccines. They just fucking say whatever dumb shit they fucking want. So he literally bought Twitter to spread misinformation. And it's past that, it's scientifically fraudulent. Elon Musk is 100% aware of who I am. Again, it's like the right's like, they freed us, now I have 100,000 more followers. You guys aren't fucking canceled, you're on shadow banned. I have like 5 to 10 Republican type people popping up on my thing like, let me know if you can see this tweet. No, you don't even follow them. Again, I don't even like Twitter, I just use it for talking points. And some of the people I like to follow just tell them to go fuck themselves, so they blocked me. So it's just like, I don't care. But Elon Musk is a piece of shit. The right saying, you know, people are being suppressed as everyone involved is suppressing me, literally. The government isn't lying about COVID and vaccine efficacy. They're incompetent. And they're lying about my rights, my constitutional rights, UFOs, cannabis efficacy, which again would save 2 million, extend 2 million American lives today. But so we just don't care about life. And then we want to have values and we want to be relevant. And we come out on a Dave Chappelle special. And then the video that got posted to Twitter got suspended. So free speech, except if you, and again, that's not a consistent legal term. Free speech means nothing to me. When I think of speech, the first thing I would logically substitute that was like reading, writing. If you guys need to do arithmetic, go ahead, but I do speaking. And so lecturing, teaching. And so you have to be educated to speak. Right? Did you get a keynote speaker invitation this year? Well, I would have gotten invited to every college on this planet, considering they're all stealing from me. Literally every department of every single fucking department at every single fucking one of them. Just like my worthless old fucking friend, Dave Paletta. Get that motherfucker the fuck out of society. Dave Paletta at Arizona State University. Get him the fuck out. Walk out of his lectures. Don't let him sit down in a restaurant. Don't respect his family. Get him the fuck out. But Elon Musk suspends the Twitter post, or he removed the post, and then suspended the account. So basically, Elon Musk literally bought Twitter just to say bullshit about COVID, and then absolutely just be a complete hypocrite. Hypocrisy, and they don't even realize what the fuck they're doing. Elon Musk is a fucking disease.
Uh-oh, Neuralink's going well. Neuralink staff claims Elon Musk's rush-implanted trials that caused death, unneeded death of 1,500 animals. And then, yeah, that was good. So again, Elon Musk is again just the quintessential rat race fucking idiot. Work hard, work hard. He's tearing up. He takes 13 seconds to form a sentence. He has no fucking personality. He's a goofy fucking weirdo that made a little bit of money. Everyone else who can't make money starts jerking off. But yeah, let's go kill some fucking animals for our brain implants. I'm already talking aliens on record for real. No, I don't need a brain implant. I like my neck. I like my neck. So I think that is the it of Elon Musk for today. Hopefully for good. I'm so sick of this piece of shit because it's the same behavior. You have to understand, everyone was a baby at one time. Everyone has different beautiful babies. They're all the most wonderful people on the earth. They all shit, cry, and sleep. They all behave the fucking same. Age is just a number. You guys don't grow up. You all behave the same. I have to correct you. I have to correct you. I get no respect in this society. I can't pay my fucking bills. I can't eat, sleep, make friends, get a girlfriend, access healthcare, start a business, make my money, or collect my property. And you guys are both sides, left and right, political, non-political, all just fucking thieves. Liars and fucking thieves. Oh, the Nobel Prize, but that is the last of the Elon Musk. Back to just the normal talking points. So, we had the Nobel Prize ceremony is upon us. Well, that is now past. I saw my great colleague Artem Pataputian having a blasty blast. Follow this guy on Twitter, again, another thief. I can't imagine accepting a prize as another man can't eat his fucking dinner. And then dressing up and going on a plane and doing this and having fun and going to a banquet, and you guys are literally all stealing from me. So again, every single Nobel laureate, every single major prize, you're all being sued, you're being criminally prosecuted, and I'm coming for your children's careers. So when my worthless fucking neighbor below me is stealing from me, and his fat girlfriend's like, he just sits up there all day, and then he's like, come on, man! And so I'm just talking to myself on my porch, I'm not yelling, I'm not screaming, and people are eavesdropping, people are stealing my property day in and day out, and I say, fuck your children. I was tortured as a child, you guys continue to torture me, an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. That's Jesus' shitty translation. Fucking who cares? There needs to be equality. We need to do the right thing. People need to change their behavior. And then they don't. And then they go to the Nobel Prize ceremony. So to all the laureates, fuck you, fuck your families, fuck your lives, you dirty, dirty, nasty fucking thieves. Prominent soccer journalist dies while covering the World Cup. Grant Wall, 48-year-old male, was attending Argentina in the Netherlands when he suffered a heart attack. So I've been watching a little bit of the World Cup. I'll get to some stats here in a second. Anything else to say about Grant Wall? I try to be a journalist. I try to cover basically literally everything. But, on part 168, I've definitely put in the work. I've definitely put in the education. And does anything I ever do, will it ever fucking work? No. I am a disease. Brad Bowes is supposed to fucking suffer so that people don't have to fucking behave. It's what the fuck my life is. Nothing else to say about that. But I did watch so Argentina must have won that one, because I did watch the quarterfinals, or the highlights, and then I watched most of the France-England game. So we had Argentina versus Netherlands, ends in PKs after 121 minutes, and Argentina wins. Croatia versus Brazil goes to 122 minutes. And my biggest talking point for that was just like, what the fuck? Somebody played soccer, 30 minutes of extra time? Is that I don't know if it's something going on with the World Cup or what the fuck, but that seems absurd to me. I wrote down the first one was 121 minutes, what is this? And the next one was 122 minutes. I was like, it's what, 70% of another half? So that just struck me as bananas as how much extra time was there. But Croatia won that one in PKs. So Morocco beats Portugal. It was the first African semi-final appearance from an African Arab country. Morocco is on the northwestern side of Africa, I believe, yes. And I googled it recently, so I'm pulling up. I do want to do geography soon, just personally, go through try to learn all the countries off by heart. But congrats to the Moroccos for being the first African Arab team to the semifinals. Go play games and come. I don't give a fuck about anybody. But the France versus England game was fun. So I watched bits and pieces of that. I watched most of the action at the end. But the penalty callback was very good. I thought they clearly initiated the shoulder, little shovey. So definitely a good call for, review. And in general, I think I've already said this, but I think absolutely for rules of the game, for playing games and come all day, you should absolutely use VR for everything to enforce the rules of the game. So that was a good callback from the referees there. And then our striker, who was it, Kane? Kane was coming in to be the hero for England. And then shanks it. The classic shank of a PK. The only thing more classic than shanking it is blowing it over the goal. Where you just kick it way too fucking high. So as a striker myself, and again, honestly, the one sport I really missed that I did play was soccer. Just way too much fucking running. But some good World Cup action. Will I have any teams? Oh no, I'll root for Morocco. Why the fuck not? I'll root for Morocco. Go Morocco. Or Argentina for Messi. But we got a felony warrant out for Sam Britton for another luggage theft. LOL. What the fuck, mate? What the fuck the hell you doing, mate? I don't know. So he's in Las Vegas. He flies without a bag, steals a bag. There's a warrant out for his arrest, and he works in the White House. Like, how does that work? It's like, you have a warrant out for your arrest. Hey, Joe, it's gonna head all over to the office. It's like, shouldn't you be heading down to the precinct, brother? But again, there's literally no laws in this country. This world is so fucking pathetic. People won't do their jobs. They refuse to. So they think they're doing the right thing. They're just pathetic, insecure, insulated, fucking trash. So that guy's a freak show. Oh, but a history lesson. The Matrix, being an analogy in the Bible, shows the rat race existed in non-technological society. Again, clear as fucking day reading that shit. You have a creation story, again, you have some individual in the ancient past. This story begins, I don't know, 3,500 years ago. And so, 50,000 years ago, we had some civilization that had some really smart person. He held some office, probably called a lord. And so, now the species is aware of it, right? People weren't sure it could be done until it's done. Everyone else is herding their cattle, and this dude's over here solving science facts, and everyone else can breathe. And they're like, what is this guy doing? And then two things happen. First of all, he proves law, and then second of all, the rest of the species becomes aware of a person like that. And then a bunch of fucking time goes by. Everyone goes back to herding their fucking sheep. And then they write and then once people say, hey, maybe you should start telling stories to remember things and sing. And then you have a family history book. But right there in Genesis or Exodus, they talk about the Matrix, literally translated as an analogy. So it directly shows me the rat race simply meaning, speciality. People want to be special. They want to differentiate in their society to provide some value. And so they get caught up in society. So that's, again, Andrew Tate saying the Matrix, they're already saying the Matrix back in 50,000 years ago time. So it just shows to me absolutely being a part of a society, obviously without technology like we have, and people still bitching and moaning about their neighbors. So Hebrew and death penalty. There's absolutely no chance, Ben Shapiro, you cannot be Hebrew of the Jewish tradition and be anti-abortion, right? Are you pro the death penalty, Ben Shapiro? If you said no, you're not a fucking Hebrew. You don't follow the book. And again, I'm a historian. I'm just pointing out other people's fucking hypocrisies. And so an eye for an eye, and they're like, every life matters. And the typical Republican stance is we're absolutely for the death penalty. So except for those lives, I'm absolutely for the death penalty and abortion. It's completely consistent. It's what's written in that shit. Have you read it? No. Yeah. So that's good stuff. But 40 days and 40 nights in the Old Testament. Again, Jesus as a practicing Jew, this is why he goes into the desert for 40 days and 40 nights. He's just responding to, doing the tradition of probably meditation. Probably just being away from the rat race, the Matrix, getting away from all the people that don't know how to fucking behave. And so I look at that as a vacation. Truly fucking vacation. 40 days and 40 nights of translation. I've been actively translating and deriving this amount of science at this rate since I've been 7 years old. So that's 22 plus years. 40 days and 40 nights, motherfucker. What a privilege. And so I thought that was interesting as clearly a writing or a tradition from the Old Testament that I, as a Catholic Christian background of society, did not know. I thought the 40 days and 40 nights would first appear in the New Testament. But again, clear as day is what the fuck this shit is. Real old guy, people aware of this society, And now they're trying to like explain word of mouth to say what happened, the story of human beings. And then it is in the same way, LeBron James on Hulu adds, "I'm among the gods," and then in the Bible, it's like I said, how little references there in this whole book so far, how little references there is to an actual single person. There's a couple ones certainly, but it's more of just reflecting of their own rationale, their own reasoning, their own meditation when they're praying, or praying is meditation. And meditation more is like controlling your breathing. Praying is more of speaking, reading, writing, speaking, say it out loud, speak it into existence, manifest it. And so it's just a history book and people exaggerating, like trying to show respect for somebody who did a lot of work. But would we ever show respect for anyone who does any work today? Fuck no. Absolutely God no. Mr. Beast's most recent video, Adults versus Kids, was weak as fuck. Not a fan of the behavior of any 20 to 25, 20, 30-year-old, fucking 35-year-old, for fuck's sake. But it was just like, what kind of concept was that? He's always talking about, he's trying to come up with the best ideas ever. He put 100 adults in a box for 100 hours, 100 kids in a box for 100 hours. You're basically saying who's more patient, on average, kids or adults. Well, that was a shocker. Who's going to come out with that one on top? So that was a weak as fuck video. He uploaded another one yesterday about just like demolition stuff, kind of like a how ridiculous type video, which I think was, I honestly liked his other content more than that video in terms of like the way how much editing he puts into it. And so like the How Ridiculous group, the Aussies, we got Gonson, Stanford, and Heron out in the Outback. And so I thoroughly enjoy their channel. I do like Mr. Beast's videos. I'm not subscribed just because I'm trying to be a YouTuber, and there's no chance any of these people on all these podcasts know who the fuck I am. And so that was just a terrible idea. Who's more patient, kids or adults? And the demolition video was just too much editing. Because his videos are super high-paced editing. And I just think that didn't work well for demolition-type videos. California Department of Health. 221 minors died in 2021 from fentanyl overdoses. 5,722 total in 2021 in the state of California. Didn't look up the stat for the entire country. Obviously, we got to keep those open borders, let the fentanyl flow. Got to get my boy 42 Doug. Who's the homie that does all the fent? Got to call that guy. But again, obviously, teacher legalize all drugs, take away the power of the cartels and any smuggling revenue, teach people how to behave, how to use whatever substances they're consuming, and this problem goes away. Or it gets substantially reduced. No. So I was reflecting on some more quotes. I haven't had any unexpected aliens coming into the crib recently. At least not that I've noticed. Getting at the apartment, if that was a human being, I'll fucking kill you. If it's one of the dudes that say we can do whatever we want. I just had some more thoughts about some quotes I heard out and about. But yeah, I haven't had noticed anything moving around in my house. At the apartment, the light bulb and the towel hanging itself up is plain as fucking day. Right? They're coming into our houses too, right, guys on CNBC being told to say stuff? But so back at the Grafton Park apartments with the Bulgarian chick and Adam and Prashant. So I'm outside, lecturing again. I'm not raising my voice. I'm just talking to myself. They know like Eric Weinstein said. I just tip my hat to them. When really, if you were being paid as a federal agent to steal from me, I want capital punishment for you. It's treason. And so, yeah, I'm not really tipping my hat. I just have nothing I can do. But I say stuff because I just watched a thing with Lex Friedman and somebody else, CoffeeZilla, and they said that the dude from London Real literally thinks people are. The royal family are actually fucking lizards, and so no. But again, is there truth to that? Well, here's a quote that's on record. So I'm sitting outside, and again, they're being disrespectful as fuck. And so I'm sitting there saying, like, check all the credentials of every FBI agent, of everybody in your law enforcement, and if you can really find out where they're from. And really look into that. I said it 2 or 3 days in a row. Then 2 people walk by me and say, we already know that. And so there's a lot of aliens, but when they say we already know that, it wouldn't be like lizard people in the fucking government to like control us it would just be like scientists, and it would have to be anatomically super similar. Because again, when I think about if there's large scale, right, there was at least 2 here, intelligent species previous to us. Our history is about 50,000 years old. This planet's 5 billion years old. And our solar system's older than that, and the galaxy's older than that, and Andromeda's older than that, and the next one's older than that. But so when they say we already know that, there was at least 2, and then I was thinking, like, you know, would there like still be large scale species still here in Earth, around Earth? Again, maybe pockets, groups, but either they would have to be anatomically similar, or again, their biological technology being able to begin. I know Canada knows they can walk down the street. We all know they can walk down the street. But I was just asking, as an alien, why the fuck would you want to be in our society at all? To watch the Kardashians? To watch Elon Musk? And so they'd have to be extremely proximal, extremely close, extremely anatomically similar. Probably just curious about, probably, again, can't take me out of the equation. Would somebody come to observe me? Probably. Human beings, do you observe me? You want to know if you were being watched? Solved all science, they can improve your thoughts faster than you can think them. I'm pretty sure someone's going to watch me. But they, what are they fucking saying? You're probably just curious or just observing, right? They know, Eric Weinstein, what does India do next when a small island comes online? They would know, again, the approximate progress of when species reach technological maturation. So it would probably be observance of that would be my major guess. And so again, if meaning, you know, coming here, but again, like, think if you were from, that'd be a pretty big service to your species to come observe, you know, education, watching the human species reach technological maturation. And obviously with World War II dropping nukes, that had to set off some cosmic no-nos. And then past that, again, lizard people in the government, they said we already know that, but again, not like lizard people to control us. And again, it's like saying I got visited by a black person, right? When the Europeans conquered the Native Americans, it wasn't like they thought they were like different people, or thought they were Indians, right? Because of their skin tone. So it's like if they're super anatomically close to us, and they were originally from here, or planet hopped around here, or like, you know, had some civilization here on Earth or around here, you're like, how was that alien? Alien is just a word. I do anatomy, I do biology, I do chemistry. And so it wouldn't be like any fucking difference at all. But that was an interesting quote. But then here's another quote that I don't think I've referenced in this series. At HQ Flats, again at the dog park, I think it was one of the days I let off some screams when I'm really fucking pissed. But I don't think it was I forget exactly what day this was, or just about what time. But someone walks past me and says, "You have no idea what truce you just negotiated." So this is an interesting one, because this is rather there's only 2 things that this could mean. You have no idea what truce you negotiated. Either human beings with a lot more data, which we certainly have, like countries agreeing to come out, which obviously hasn't happened. Again, I don't think our governments have that much data. They certainly have materials. They certainly have bodies. They certainly have high definition audio and video. Absolutely no questions asked. They're just lying. And then, but who negotiate what truce? I don't see that as a statement of human beings trucing to agree to do science. And so, maybe this is like a Sweden. Maybe this is a gas station with a judge in the back or some shit. Right? India's Sentinel Island is not that far from India, so maybe if India had some problems and someone who's really competent and behavior consolidates across all species, and we have different anatomies, but you know, if you punch an alien, you probably wouldn't like it either. With our big teeth. Smile. I'll use them. But so I don't, that statement right there, everything else strikes me, and again, but this again none of these strikes me. It could be aliens, could not, but again, I just think it's human beings dropping hints of what they know to me. But then I don't see why any alien would directly interact with our species. But it's just a word. Like I don't know what the fuck we're doing. But you have no idea what truce you just negotiated. I don't see that as a statement of human beings agreeing to disclose. And they clearly haven't, so. But there was at least 2. And then I asked Sasha Mama, "Are you from here?" She says no, with no hesitation. So again, what truce? Who are we trucing? What's going on, guys? What are we fucking doing? Aliens, give me a spaceship. No. Boo. Let me see a spaceship. Let me remember. I think I remember some silver sometimes. Boo. What's the material? You guys have nice titties? We have big teeth, but you have big tits? Hey man, just putting it out there. Just putting it out there. But I was definitely reminiscing on that, especially though you have no idea what truce you just negotiated, and we all already know that about them. Certainly be able to walk down the street like us, but about being involved again and observing us. So that's cool stuff. Trump organization found guilty of fraud, not Trump himself. Not really sure exactly what we're talking about here. We're talking about taxes. We talk about what fraud are we talking about here? He's not guilty of fraud, whatever they're talking about, except for the fraud where he's president for 4 straight years and refused to enforce the Constitution when it affected every citizen of this country. Besides that, he didn't committed a fucking fraud. But again, pairing an organization to an individual with the organization, I'm sure is big. I don't know how big Trump organization is, but yeah, that's would not. Again, Trump is completely different from his company at a certain size, as long as he's not overseeing the thing. And again, not a Trump fan, not a Trump hater. Cosmetologists require double the amount of training time than police officers, at least here in Ohio. You need about 1,500 hours to be a cosmetologist, and about 727 to be a fucking cop. And they're trying to lower the cosmetology school limits from 1,500 hours to 1,000 hours. So I have no opinions. If I went in there, I'm bald as fuck, if you gave me a shitty haircut, I wouldn't care at all. It would grow back or not grow back in about a week or two. A cop can shoot me. Even if you don't die, you're gonna have fucking complications from that gunshot wound for the rest of your fucking life. Unless you get hit in a lucky place. So why don't we bump up the training for the fucking police officers as arguing? Because literally I was watching this, it's like, a local Ohio panel. And they were like, they were arguing it like 727 was acceptable for police officers and 1,500 was way too much for cosmetologists. It's like I have no opinion on cosmetologists. And to a 727, for every cop I've ever interacted with, there's way too fucking little. They don't know how to fucking behave. They attract the trashiest, fattest, nastiest Deputy Robinsons that exist. So that's good. Just another quote. You'll want us when you need us. When I had Deputy Robbins, Severance, L6 Christian, walking around my home pacing, literally putting their hands on their weapons, saying it's a normal place to put your hands. No, it's here. This is your first defensive positions, right? Police officers is here, behind your vest. Then to the hips. Yes or fucking no. Then they lied to me in my fucking home after 3 minutes with complete. He didn't even ask me for my ID initially. Within 3 minutes, completely proven as my house, commenting on my fucking behavior, putting his hand on his fucking weapon, and saying, "You'll want us when you need us. Get the fuck out of my fucking home." And so to every federal agent that is again being paid to watch me, and you don't make those fucking phone calls again. When the sentiment of my life changes, when people know who the fuck I am, and I'm not posting on YouTube, well, I'll speak honestly and openly about what should happen to people who commit treason. You'll want us when I need us. Nope, I just need reasonable laws, consistent laws. I have a canvas card so I cannot legally have a weapon. I don't want to break any fucking laws. I don't want to deal with cops at all. Fuck these fucking fat, nasty fucking trash. Like Gary Lewis Jr. And so I wouldn't need anybody if I could have a proper security system, be paid my fucking money and own weapons. I would not need fucking public security. I fucking wouldn't. I'm gonna, my God. Drop your fucking badge, you fucking gang members. Poland to veto the EU recognition of same-sex parents from the Justice Ministry. I guess that's a department of the Poland government. Can't be sucking dicks or licking pussy. As I'm sure half of the 90% of the Polish government's looking up lesbian porn right now. But again, it's just another who cares? Marriage. Who cares about marriage? If it doesn't give you any legal benefit, who really cares? Or like getting ceremony, who cares if you file with the state? We're together. Oh, Clark County Judge Brad says cool beans. Neato. So, I don't know. That's just fucking stupid. This was an interesting one. Okay, so again, I'm not kidding you. I hate all cops as a statement, as a judge, and as a law enforcement officer myself. I'm not a badge, I'm not pretending to be anybody, but I would be in the justice system to the fullest extent at all if the Constitution was the thing. But we had a police officer, Matthew Spina, pulled over Kevin Jett after allegedly speeding past him on I-95 in Connecticut. Spina was pursuing another car for speeding, gets flipped off as Jett speeds, gets irate, screams, cusses, lets him go, gets suspended with about 14 months before retirement. Jett said he saw him driving erratically and didn't know it was a cop. So my guess is in Connecticut's a state with you have unmarked police cars, and before you flip on your lights, you don't know it's a cop, with the Charger or something like that. So actually, again, I hate all fucking cops. I've never met a single one that fucking behaves. Going strictly as a judge, if I'm sitting there in my black robe looking at a case in my chambers, and I say, what do I make of this? Go watch the video if you haven't seen it. I'm not going to pull it up here. I don't know how to, don't even care to. But would I suspend him for this? Actually, no. Believe it or not, no. And again, I hate all cops, as I've so regularly documented. But he's going to pull somebody over for speeding. I think speeding's a pretty minor offense, pretty fucking stupid. I don't want to do quotas and stuff. But the guy's breaking the law. He's going to pull somebody over, and somebody else drives aggressively reckless in a car. So now that's when I say I don't care it's a cop. If someone's driving recklessly to flip you off or to be aggressive with you, that's forget the badge. It could be reckless endangerment or some sort of or assault with a vehicle type of thing. And so even if he's a police officer and someone's driving erratically to mess with you, for fuck's sake, I think that's a pretty reasonable response. And so I definitely think Jett was in the wrong for speeding to flip off anybody. If it's a civilian jet, he's driving erratically, so you're going to speed up and drive erratically too? That didn't make any sense. And so he's screaming at the fucking guy. He's like, "Do you have weed in the car?" He's like, "Yeah." Is it in a state marked thing? No. So then you're fucked. And he takes it and smashes it on the ground. The only thing in this actual instance that I would really even consider suspending this guy for, Matthew Spina, would be for smashing product, destroying property. So I would consider that. The screaming, the being irateness. And the Jett dude actually does well. He becomes completely compliant, doesn't raise his voice. He does exactly what was. Spina's going absolutely off. Probably not ideal, certainly not good behavior, but he just has two people. If someone threatened me with a fucking vehicle, I'd be a little mad too. I've taken pictures of license plate and emailed them to people that I'm going to fucking sue for reckless endangerment. And so, again, that's when I say a cop is a citizen and being in the right. You're allowed to be a little mad, but he gets extremely, extremely vocally mad. But he controls his physical behavior to a good amount. He doesn't assault the dude. He doesn't beat the dude. He doesn't rough him up at all. Again, the physical assault is way different than verbal assault. Berates him, tongue lash, and then lets him go. And so it's again, not great behavior, but of all the other things, the physical assaults, that gets me livid, blood boiling every single fucking time. I genuinely thought Matthew Spina was in the right. Again, cop or civilian, someone drives recklessly around you to flip you off, and it turns out you're just doing your fucking job. Again, I hate that phrase at all. But again, driving recklessly, as a cop is trying to pursue probable cause to a violation of the law, that's Jett's fault. And so I'd actually go easier on Matthew Spina. So not typically do we get a cop interaction where I'm like, I don't think they did the right thing by punishing him this much. Because again, the tongue lashing is a big difference. Freedom of speech is infinitely different than physical assault or putting your hands on somebody else, and Jett was clearly in the wrong. But I thought after Jett, obviously a little cunt, but I thought he did well with the cop absolutely just laying into him. So I actually thought that was a very interesting video and interaction. So, a different type of cop story for once. Last couple talking points, hope I have time. Yeah, Aiden Ross and Andrew Tate had a genuinely fucking hilarious stream. And Andrew Tate's a 30-year-old frat boy that didn't grow up talking like he's the old wise man on the hill. We have Aiden Ross, who's just like this goofy. I don't know anything about Aiden Ross. He's a streamer. Don't know what his content is. Know nothing about him. 22-year-old talks real fast. Typical 22-year-old with a little bit of tension. That drives me bonkers. But the actual fucking stream was fucking hilarious because you had Andrew Tate, this alpha male, the tenants of Tate with 4 wives, and this little bubbly streamer over there, they're both laughing, having fun. Andrew's kind of breaking character, and Aiden's getting a little offended like a little bitch sometimes. So I just thought it was a fucking funny-ass fucking interview for a 22 and 35-year-old. And I don't really know anything about Aiden Ross. I've watched a little bit of Andrew Tate on podcasts and stuff. Yeah, I don't know anything about his Hustlers University. CoffeeZilla Lex Friedman seemed to say that it was just some internet gurus and a pretty shitty business model attached to some again, a popular dude. So again, Andrew Tate's a bitch. He's completely inconsistent. Again, he talks about God and the religion in books, and you guys have never read the book. It's just so clear what the fuck is going on if you have any historical education and read this shit like a book. Because it is, and not just pick out a random verse and go to church with your altar. How fucking funny would that be if people of the altar in church service we just described, cutting up oxen, slinging blood onto the congregation and onto the priest. Now picture your typical church-going family. Yeah, that's just a funny picture. But again, there's no values, there's no morals, there's no rules, there's no nothing. Funny interview though. And so last talking point, just a quick one. House Rep, I think it's the representative, not a senator, but Vicky Hartzler voted against bill protecting same-sex marriage while tearing up. Gets blasted by her fag nephew, Andrew Hartzler. So that'll be a fun Christmas. Imagine, like, this is so funny. Let's seeing baby boomers, or just anybody, like, not know how to behave, try to have values, and then cry. Like, that's so offensive. Those two faggots in that house, 3 neighborhoods over, can suck each other's dicks. And it's so offensive to me. I'm so sad. The sanctity of marriage. The sanctity. Never read the fucking book or anything. And then her fruit cup fag nephew's like, no, that's my aunt's a homophobe. No, sister, no. That's a great family acceptance. And then I got ostracized. I got disowned multiple times for doing it on mathematics. So I know what that's like. So that's it for today. It should be 30 to 45 minutes. Typical length for these episodes. I'm going to be back on the bowling lanes this week. Probably done with the poker series. I've been playing sparsely, but down about $40 lifetime. Haven't been playing nearly as much. So I just wanted to make content, and 15-part mini-series is pretty good. So that's probably done. Haven't touched a musical instrument except for the closer cover in like 6 months. I have no motivation to touch a musical instrument right now. I don't know why. I just don't fucking care to. Not much going on around the fucking house. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching Language Litigation Integration Part 168. The next one will be epic because of 69. Elon Musk is stupid. Thank you for watching.